To our feature story tonight, and every day we put our trust and sometimes even our lives in the hands of emergency services workers. But ensuring our safety is leaving many of those workers battling post-traumatic stress disorder. And just a warning, some of the descriptions in this story may be disturbing.
I like the fact that you were able to help people in their hour of need.
For 20 years, Wade Walker was a paramedic in regional New South Wales. But now, even after leaving the job, what he saw continues to haunt him.
It's burnt there on that DVD that's in your brain. It's there for life.
In 2010, Wade was called to an accident on the Pacific Highway in Almurra, north of Coffs Harbour, where a B-double truck had ploughed into a ute driven by a young man.
Whilst we were getting him out of the vehicle, I had to go and vomit. I just felt so sick. Just to see him struggling for air and, you know, the smell of diesel and fuel and the wreckage.
In the previous 6 weeks, Wade had been to 11 major accidents that resulted in 5 deaths. A week later, in hospital, the man in the ute also died.
I started not sleeping at night, just having horrific nightmares. You can't isolate yourself. You'd see something on the news. Even though you weren't there, I would relive it that night as if I was there.
People, you know, like ambulance officers or fire officers or policemen, in fact, probably have more traumatic exposures than military personnel do.
How can you come home and tell your parents or your wife or whatever that, you know, you've just seen a baby die or someone's limbs have come off during an accident?
Paul Hornet was a police officer for 11 years. His beat included some of the country's most dangerous urban areas. But after witnessing countless acts of violence and being badly hurt on the job, Paul began falling apart.
I started dreaming about, you know, jobs and traumatic things that I'd been to early on in my career that never affected me at the time. But now I was starting to get night terrors and nightmares, and I was having flashbacks during the day.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can develop in anyone who goes through a dangerous event, leading to feelings of intense fear or horror. PTSD sufferers often relive the event in their heads over and over. They also try to avoid reminders or similar situations and may become withdrawn from others.
That it is a condition that can be readily treated as long as you get it early. The problem we have is that often people don't recognise that they're unwell, and the system in many ways conspires to stopping them getting early treatment.
At least 6% of Australians have experienced PTSD, but emergency service workers are particularly at risk.
I did have a senior manager phone me and say that I shouldn't take it to heart. I need to just get on with it and get over it.
Wade Walker resigned from the New South Wales Ambulance Service.
I had a passion to treat people in their darkest hour. Would I still like to be there? Yes. Could I be there now? No.
Paul Horner was medically discharged from the force. He's since written a book and gives talks on PTSD to other police officers.
If cops can learn about how to deal with or recognise the signs and symptoms and deal with them, then, you know, they'll be in a much better place.
I think the essence of an effective society is where people are willing to take on roles despite the risk to themselves. If we don't understand the psychological cost to those individuals, I think we all suffer.
Certainly do an incredible job, and in a statement to the project, the New South Wales Ambulance Service says it does have an assistance program that it offers to all employees.
We often associate PTSD with defence personnel, so it's really important to hear that, you know, paramedics and emergency services personnel are affected. But at Beyond Blue, this is going to be a focus for us. So beyondblue.org, if you want to go to our website and look at the symptoms and signs, as well as treatment options.
We've got to take a break now, but plenty more coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up on the project.